All right. Welcome in, people, to your Week 16 fantasy recap. We're going into the championships now this week, but first let's go over what happened last week, starting with our consolation bracket, otherwise known as the Nick Cage. We've got Tim and Daryl. Oh, no, Tim and Nick.
Tim and Nick.
For a cage match. And Tim beat out Nick, unsurprisingly.
Shocking no one.
Nick had who knows how many number of people this week that weren't actually eligible to play.
1, 2, 3. Only 3, which is actually a fairly low number for him this season in that category.
I wonder what the over-under would be on his average there. But Tim did put up a impressive number of points, a number of points that would have won him any game in the semifinals.
Oh, yeah. No, he had the most points this week.
Yeah. So pretty impressive there. Good job, Tim. I think we both called that one right. And then
shocking. That was no surprise there. Tim beating Nick was not there. Following that up, we've got Daryl and Rocco, which before we called it, neither of us had looked at Rocco's roster because I think both of us said Rocco would beat Daryl.
Yeah, I also think Rocco changed that a little late and pulled some bullshit there. I understand the desire in a dynasty league to tank for a better pick, but in my mind, there's a difference between tanking and just not showing up to the field. So even NFL teams have to play every week. So I'm going to be putting forth some rule changes next year to try to avoid what Rocco just did. It was not very sportsmanlike, in my opinion. But
a staggering victory, if you could call it that, with 5.2 points, setting a new league record for lowest amount of points, previously held by, I believe, his brother.
Who also needs to be setting legal lineups each week, but at least he won some games. I'm thinking the way we handle it is we actually change the draft order to be reverse of regular season standings, which kind of helps flush that out. But we'll see what happens.
We'll get there when we get there. We have a whole off season to figure it out.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Next up in the bracket is myself and Boomer.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I won there, getting myself solidly middle of the pack in 5th place, which in a also not entirely legal lineup set by Boomer kind of gave me a bit of an advantage. But you know what? I'll take it.
Yeah, he's still almost halved his projection.
Yeah, his team was not doing good this week, full lineup or not.
Yeah, exactly. He had Adam Thielen go out with an injury. Rondell Moore just didn't get a target. Nothing happened there. Devontae Parker also 0 targets. Just not great. Just Myles Garrett went out middle of the game, one tackle.
Yeah.
All right.
But now on to the stuff we actually care about.
The most exciting matchups we've had in a playoff in a long time. We had 2 excellent semifinal matchups, starting with Mr. Mojo Rising and Keely. I think I chose Keely, you chose Rich, and Keely almost kept that run going into the championship.
Yeah.
This close. Mike Gesicki didn't do jack for her on Monday night. And meanwhile, Jalen Waddle bridged the gap and helped Rich take over Keely and stomp the. So,
if I remember, that was our. No, I believe we both said Keely because we both wanted the underdog to win. Our difference was going to be who was going to win, you or Rick.
All right.
That was what was going to change the predictions. But hey, if you predict yourself for the finals and I predict Rich and I win, that ties us back up on predictions.
That's true. And getting into my matchup, I was on the fucking edge because I was going into the Sunday night game with, a decent lead. I think like 70 points, 50 points, something like that. But Rick had Ezekiel Elliott, CeeDee Lamb, Lawrence left to play on Dallas, and
they almost made up for that gap.
in the first quarter, CeeDee Lamb catches a big pass, and DeMarcus Lawrence houses an interception for like a 18-point play.
Yeah.
And I was on so much tilt. It wasn't even funny. I was like, I am screwed. But
CeeDee Lamb didn't really do anything after that.
Saving grace was the fact that they thoroughly trashed the Washington football team so much that by the first half, they had taken out all of their starters because they were up 46-7.
Yeah. That was the only thing that saved you.
The only thing that saved me. If Washington had kept that a game at all, I would be screwed right now. Excellent matchup, Rick. Granted, I did get a little screwed, which is why I was in that position in the first place with like having to start Cam Newton, who put up at
4
one point
points.
I was like, I'm going to end this game with 6 points from Cam Newton. And then he fumbled. So I was, if you could have seen me Sunday, I was another man. I was tilted beyond belief and just so angry. But it all worked out. Very stressful Sunday for myself. And now we're going into what I believe is going to be our most intense championship matchup ever.
I think so. You and Rich have been consistently first and second place pretty much this entire season. It's going to be the two. I mean, Rick said it in the chat earlier. It's who should be in the playoffs is you and Rich. Just, I mean, if anybody else had gotten there, it just kind of would have been like a little bit like, but did you earn it?
Yeah, and Rich is looking. I mean, he's been second place 2 years in a row.
I guess the question now is, will the Cinderella story finally happen 3 seasons in, or will history repeat itself just to put her right in front of his fingertips, only to take it away one more time?
One more time. And I'm looking to be our league's first champ, back-to-back championships. It would feel good. I'd like to see it happen, but I am absolutely terrified of Rich's team. It's been obscenely dominant the whole season. His points for is just insane.
It's absolutely ridiculous.
I'm going to need some luck. I mean, even this past week, I lost Miles Sanders. So I am currently in my lineup starting Javonte Williams and Melvin Gordon, both running backs, Denver Broncos. It's a bold strategy. We'll see if it pays off, Cotton.
Yeah. I mean, that said, we're going into it. We got to figure out, COVID has been absolutely killer the last 2 weeks, and hopefully it doesn't just unnecessarily, well, not necessarily, but like critically cripple either one of your teams, because I think we all want it to be a good match and not just this weird, then, one team died out because of COVID, and so of course the other guy won because all you had to play was like third string people on your roster.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about it in the past, right? Getting over 200 points is, you've got a pretty solid lock of being the highest score that week if you get over 200 points. And if you get over 220, you're definitely locked. But we're looking at just the projections right now, and we're both projected over 200 within 3 points of each other.
Oh, yeah.
This is going to be a crazy matchup. And
absolutely.
And some of the funny shit is we've got, some of our big players are going up against each other. Like, we both are starting Lamar Jackson and Matt Stafford, who are playing each other this week. And so, game script is going to mean a lot. And if these games decide to just, run the ball,
sucks for both of you, but it's going to affect both of you equally, potentially.
Yeah. So it's going to be just terrifying. Just I'm on edge already.
I'm looking forward to it. I have peacefully already finished my season. The benefits to being worse as a fantasy player is you have no stress later on. You just get to sit back, coast, and watch everybody else be stressed about won't they win. I'm just sitting here eating the popcorn, and I guess leading into that, I'm going to, like I said earlier, I'm going to predict Rich wins. I would like the Cinderella story to finally happen for him. It'd be nice to see him finally get it. And also, I need that prediction against you so that I can at least tie us on the predictions win so I don't lose there.
Do I go? So I have two options here.
You could bet against yourself just to screw me over.
Screw you out of your chances. And I can, preemptively unjinx myself by congratulating Rich on his early victory.
But Nobody
But-
likes it when you play like that. And if you did win
But-
your own team, it feels
No.
sour taste in your mouth if you
Gotta-
said Rich was going to win. You can't do it.
I've from the preseason, I've been trying to make moves and getting all excited, thinking that this was my opportunity to go champ. And I want it to happen. I want that title, and I'm picking myself. I want it.
As you should.
Well, that's all we got. We'll have one last short one next week. Maybe talk about some potential rule changes and how that championship matchup ended up. But for now, have a good one, everybody. Play some DFS, watch some football, and just, if you're not playing this week, just sit back and enjoy yourself. Yeah.
Watch the football for the football.
That too.
Alrighty.